Hey guys, it is Dom here. We are here for the very first Howdy's Hull Yeah Hangout. I thought it was aptly named. We're going to talk about the re-emergence of Uncle Howdy, Bo Dallas, Taylor Rotunda, whatever you prefer to call him. The reason we're doing this is because I haven't been on this podcast for a long time. And I've rediscovered my love of professional wrestling. Obviously, I was very sad when Bray passed away and Wyndham passed away. And with the potential re-emergence of his brother, I thought it would be a good time to come back on because I'm interested. I'm really interested. It should be cool to see what happens. So we're going to go through a couple of things. We're going to go through different moments since the return. We'll go through some comments as well and kind of see what everybody's thinking. But yeah, it's good to be back on the channel. Good to be back here. Sam will be with you in a little bit on SmackDown. But yeah, this is an idea we're going to try out. We're gonna hang out. We're going to talk Uncle Howdy, Bo Dallas, Taylor Rotunda each week. We're going to pay tribute to Bray wherever possible as well. So, what has been happening in the world of Uncle Howdy in the last week? It's yeah, thanks, man. Nice to see you. Yeah. So what's been happening? So we had WWE World at WrestleMania, which was the first bit. Okay, so that was the first bit was actually the documentary. Yeah, let's go way back. Let's go back to Becoming Immortal, the documentary around Bray Wyatt, around Wyndham Rotunda. Now, we did a review on the channel. And me and Andy Spalls got together and we watched it. It was very emotional. It was a beautiful tribute to Wyndham. And I was very proud of everyone involved in that. Obviously, I only had worked with Jason Baker to do a few interviews, but just the way it was done was really, really great. And I felt a real personal connection, even though I'd never really met any of those people. It was really well done. Obviously, the Taylor stuff was particularly emotional, and I wasn't sure we would ever see him back. Especially after the difficulty of that documentary. But it was great to see Braun, great to see Alexa Bliss in that, and those are things that we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about the potential of these people coming back into the fold to be part of a faction or to be part of a storyline. We're going to do this week on week. Okay, so this is the first week. This is the first week everything's happened. Pretty much, obviously, the documentary came out nearly 2 weeks ago now. Becoming Immortal, you can watch that on Peacock, and it's coming to the UK fairly soon. So please go and watch that because it is beautiful. Okay, so we're going to start by talking about the WWE, the documentary which you saw the intro that we did there. That is what is at the end of the documentary, Becoming Immortal. That is the first tease. The second one was at WWE World, which was at WrestleMania. Of course, we all saw what happened at WrestleMania. Cody finished the story. Dan did a great review right here on Gimme A Hull Yeah, and it was a fantastic WrestleMania card. I loved it. I thought it was great. Just as Cody's story finished, quite rightly, it was the right thing to do. We have a new story starting, a continuation of Bray Wyatt's legacy, Wyndham Rotunda's legacy, by what it looks like to be Taylor as Uncle Howdy. And that was at WWE World at WrestleMania. They had the panel around Becoming Immortal, and it was beautifully done. They answered questions around Wyndham's kind of family life, his personal life, his creative life, all centered around the documentary. JoJo was in it, Taylor was in it, The Undertaker joined as well. Seth Rollins was there paying tribute. So it was a really cool thing to see them do. So everybody kind of went off at the end of the panel, and of course we did see the new Fiend, the Fiend that was supposed to be. I think I've got a picture here. Yeah, so this was the mask of the Fiend that was supposed to be the next iteration of the Fiend. This was going to kind of be the next phase of the story. We got that in a statue, kind of Yeah, I'll call it a statue. It is 11 o'clock here in the UK, so I'm pretty tired. But yeah, it was a sculpture, a statue done by Jason Baker from Colosseum Studios. A full body, new Fiend outfit was really cool. But not only that, guys, not only that, we also, at the end of the panel, when everybody had kind of gone off and the two sculptures, one was the Fiend, in that form that I just showed you, and one was, Bray returning at Extreme Rules, all the attire and everything. So there was two statues, two sculptures, and, all the panelists had gone off. And then we had another bit of footage, another bit of video footage played. Another teaser, and I have that for you here.
Let's go. Wow!
So I thought that was pretty cool of them to kind of put that in there as an Easter egg. So obviously we had the Becoming Immortal thing right at the end, which again you saw at the beginning of here. And then you had that. That was the next thing. And that was just before WrestleMania kicked off. Okay, so it was pretty exciting. And thank you to Anthony for being here with the comments. Lamp has turned back on. I think for this stuff, yes. You're not going to be doing any 3-hour watch alongs anytime soon. I would have kept the hello tweet up if I was WWE. Maybe so, man, but I think it all plays into the, it plays into the sort of aesthetic, doesn't it? The similar to the White Rabbit, Bray Wyatt stuff. Taylor, I'm assuming you actually know, but that is Bo Dallas, Taylor Rotunda. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Mark. Yes, good, excellent. Rock's uncle joining WWE tonight. There you go. Very, very cool. Good bit of SmackDown stuff. SmackDown will be on right here after this on Gimme A Hull Yeah. But we got some more stuff to get to. So that was the WWE World and WrestleMania tease, which I thought was really cool. Again, it's pretty much dead set that Uncle Howdy is going to be involved in this somehow because of the hat. The sort of hat with the thorns. I thought it was ace. So yeah, and I was thinking to myself, maybe that's it for a while. Okay, so I'm getting excited. But I'm thinking, oh yeah, maybe they'll leave for a bit. But then we had a tease on the Raw After Mania. So right after the WrestleMania, obviously that second teaser there was just before WrestleMania, but right after WrestleMania we had a song play at the beginning, a little clip of a song, and it's Marty Amato's Nightbird for those that are interested, and it kind of went something like this.
Shadows creep into my mind, into my soul. I do.
So there you go. So that's pretty cool. A little bit of tease there potentially. I think it's pretty safe to say that is something to do with Bo Dallas, something to do with Taylor, because it's very similar to the White Rabbit stuff. If you remember the White Rabbit stuff before Wyndham, before Bray came back at Extreme Rules 2022, there was similar little teases coming on screens and throughout arenas. So I thought that was awesome and really well done. Jimmy Fingers 19 is here with a $10 super chat. Thank you so much. It's been a long time since I've been back here, so it's lovely to have some people in. Doesn't matter if it's 2, doesn't matter if it's 4 or more. It's a pleasure to see you guys. Question from Jimmy. Do you think it would make sense to try and add Rowan and Braun involved? They're seeing they have nothing for Braun anyways. I think it helps the history and gives Howdy some good heavies to start with. I think, Jimmy, that is a great idea, and I'll tell you why. It's not because I think the Bo is untalented, or we'll say, I'll just use Bo. There's so many names. I think that he doesn't necessarily have the draw power as of yet that Bray had. So I think if you can have him come in with Rowan, with Braun right now at the beginning, and then kind of build him up in the same way Brody Lee, Luke Harper, and Rowan were used to elevate Bray in the beginning. There's time for that similar thing to happen. So I think it would be an excellent idea, Jimmy, and thank you again for your wonderful donation. It would be an excellent thing to have Bo come in with Alexa, Bo come in with Braun, Bo come in with Rowan as well. And if anybody's interested, I actually got to have a chat with Eric Rowan. That interview is over on WrestleSphere now, and it was a really nice chat for me personally. As such a big Wyatt family fan, so yeah, go and check that out. I'll stick it in the comments for you guys if you want to see it. Just because Rowan's a great talent, I'd love to see him back. But I think you're onto something there, Jimmy. I think it would be a great way to elevate Bo and maybe take him to that kind of main event level, which is I think how Luke Harper and Rowan were used in the first time round, because I'm not sure that Bo is at that level yet. And I think that was the original plan, was to have Bray wrestle Uncle Howdy at Mania, and the problem was that management at the time, and I know things have changed now, management at the time didn't necessarily see Uncle Howdy at that level. So I think that's an interesting call. That's interesting. They did the same with the White Rabbit by Jefferson Airplane when Wyatt returned. Yeah, absolutely, Anthony. They did. And I think that's what they're kind of going for here as well. Not only that, we also had, I had banners and everything. The Raw After Mania glitch, right? Okay, so there's a Raw After Mania glitch too. We didn't only get the song there, Marty Amado's Nightbird. We also got a glitch during a promo by Bronson Reed. Okay, so let me see if I can dig that up for you guys now. I do have it somewhere. Where are we? There it is. Okay, so you can't see it because of my hellos that I've got scrolling. There you go. All right, so you've got the hello there. This was on Raw during a Bronson Reed promo. The screen flickered, and we had the hello in the corner. Hello, obviously another way to say howdy. So I thought that was a really cool way of doing it. Of course, it's not necessarily that Bo's coming back into feud with Bronson, although I wouldn't be against that. This is just teasers. Again, a little bit of a hinting there. Hello, howdy, etc. I thought it was a really cool moment that they added to obviously the pre-show, because obviously that song didn't play Raw. It played just before Raw. So again, it was just something that, maybe Triple H and the team are thinking might go viral, and obviously it did. People on Twitter were all over it. But this was actually a part of the show. They had the hello in the bottom right corner there. And obviously, yeah, people are already drawing conclusions, as I've just done with the hello is another way to say howdy. Not only that, there was also yesterday, I believe, or certainly the last couple of days, there has been another tease. So maybe they're fast tracking this. I personally don't want to see it till SummerSlam. After the European shows that we've got coming up, I want it to be a slow burn. Because I think if anything, what losing Wyndham has taught us, hopefully as wrestling fans, is that we gotta celebrate. When we've got creativity, we've got to really love it. We've got to really spend time with it. And obviously, people were clamoring for the next part of the story with Bray and Howdy when Bray was with us. And I think people will be more patient this time. Certainly fans of Wyndham, certainly the Fireflies will be more patient. And I think that this needs to take time. Again, we need to build Bo up, because the last time we remember Bo Dallas, of course, he was with the Miz. And he was the part of the B team. So we really need to build the mystique of this character and really build him up as a credible threat to people. And I think this is the way to do it and really, really reinvent, Bo Dallas. He's, of course, still only 33. So he's got time left in his career to build something, to create something, to honor the legacy, crucially, of his brother. So it's going to be exciting. Okay. So there's a couple. So I want to bring up the hacking of the WWE Twitter, which again, I'm pretty sure that it's all linked, and this was a tweet from WWE that was deleted the other day. Obviously, you can see the date and the time there. So yesterday, in fact, it was the hello repeated as we have scrolling along the bottom, and that was quickly deleted by WWE. So again, planting the seeds there, guys, for something else. Kaiwan is in, says, yeah, we definitely need to build him up. And we do need to celebrate. Yeah, I think so. Taking some time with this character to build him up, to make him, because again, I think people will have good faith. Of course, people will have good faith for Bo, for Taylor, because obviously after the tragic passing of his brother and that very emotional, it was probably the most emotional thing about the Becoming Immortal documentary was Taylor's recounting of things. So I think Taylor has some good faith, but we can't forget that casual fans will remember Bo Dallas, will remember the B team, will remember the social outcasts. Okay, so you got to build this special character, and there's been some rumblings that even though we're getting the tease of the Uncle Howdy with the hat and the attire, that it might actually be a dual character, might actually be something else. And that's one of the things I wanted to talk to you about, really on this was what do you want to see? Uncle Howdy or something else? Because again, would Uncle Howdy fly? He literally did fly on LA Night at the Royal Rumble and missed, and it was a whole thing. Anyway, but do you want to see Bo Dallas in the Bo Dallas gimmick? Do you want Taylor Rotunda, in a brand new thing, which I think is what they're rumoring. I think that's what certain dirt sheets are reporting, is that actually we're not getting a strict Uncle Howdy character in the same way that it was. We're getting something else to pay tribute to Bray, but also give Taylor his own, kind of spin on a darker character. And that appeals to me, even if they brought back the Firefly Funhouse and they had the duality. I don't necessarily think that they will. And I'm not even entirely sure that I want that. Something new would be great. Again, paying tribute to the legacy. But I suppose the Firefly Funhouse is very successful. So if they wanted to bring it back, they could. But I want to see the layers of Taylor Rotunda. I want to see the layers of Bo Dallas. And I think that if he's taken inspiration from his brother in any way, it's the layers, the layers of character work and the real artistry there that I think that came across not only in the documentary but also in the panel that I mentioned, and you can see clips of that all over YouTube. His artistry, Bray's artistry is mentioned. So I'd like to see that from Bo. I'd like to see that artistry mentioned. And see him not only do Uncle Howdy, maybe bring that out for special occasions like the Fiend. Bring that Uncle Howdy character out, because I thought it was cool. I love the attire, the trench coat, the all black. Because I'm a massive goth. So I love that sort of stuff. But yeah, something that's something special. That's something to bring out. When he needs to really kick it up a notch. But I wouldn't mind seeing Bo Dallas, Taylor Rotunda, kind of like a Firefly Bray Wyatt, when he was kind of fun loving and a little different, and again layers to the character there. So I would quite like to see, Taylor Rotunda as well as Uncle Howdy. A little bit of both, I think, would be fantastic for Taylor's return. A little bit of everything. And also, I wanted to talk about the potential, because other people are saying that it might not just be for Bo Dallas, it might also be for the Wyatt Six and or Alexa Bliss. Now, obviously, Alexa Bliss has been, she's had a kid, she's got a lot going on. She's been married as well, so there's a lot going on for Alexa Bliss. But I know she's definitely declared that she's ring ready and that she wants to come back. So this again would coincide. And for me, again, I think it would be an incredible idea to have Bo with somebody else, at least at first. Have him come back, be part of a Wyatt Six faction led by Bo, with Rowan, with Strowman, with Bliss. Have these guys together again, obviously, taking influence from the Wyatt family. Obviously, this was I think the last picture of the last iteration of the Wyatt family together, Rowan, Strowman, and Bray there, of course. So have these people come in, these notable stars, your Strowmans, particularly Strowman and Bliss. Rowan as well, I'd be happy to have, of course. It's great to give him a job. But particularly Strowman and Bliss would certainly elevate Bo. And again, he would automatically, if this went well and they booked it well, you wouldn't necessarily laugh at the idea of Bo Dallas in the main event. And this is the same thing. I'm not saying that's definitely what he needs. I mean, look, we've had this conversation before so many times on this podcast. Look at Jake the Snake Roberts. I'm not saying Bo needs to come in and win a world title, but I'm saying that if you, by association, if you have Alexa Bliss with you, if you have Braun Strowman with you, then you are automatically elevated. And if you are the faction leader, you are automatically elevated then to this upper level, upper echelon of the card. And I think that is something that I want to see from Bo Dallas and from Uncle Howdy on the return. But yeah, I mean, if this is a signifier not only for Dallas, not only for, Uncle Howdy, but also a way for Alexa Bliss, a way for Braun Strowman, and a way for Eric Rowan to get their jobs, to walk back into jobs, pay tribute, of course, to Bray, pay tribute to the mastermind of what I believe is being called the Wyatt verse. I love that, the idea of the Wyatt verse. I think that's fantastic. So I mean, that's what I'd love to see. Thank you for your super chats, Jimmy. You help keep the lights down, and indeed you are. My only realistic wish would be for WWE to steal away Mark Briscoe and add this, add this, seeing that both Mark and Taylor share some real pain. Yeah, of course, absolutely. Both experiencing real loss. Thank you, Jimmy, for that. Good point. Taylor has gone on record as both and Bray as big fans of. Okay, so they are big fans. Okay, wow. I didn't know that they were big fans of Dem Boys, but absolutely, Briscoe's legendary tag team. So thank you for that, Jimmy. What a wonderful point you make. To a casual fan, there was no link in TV between Bray and Bo. Absolutely there wasn't. But again, we now know because of the documentary. I don't know if you've seen that now, Anthony, but actually it is, revealed that Bo was playing Howdy. And so I think, yeah, if you're right, to fans of Bray, it's obvious. To casual fans, it isn't. So again, to casual fans, they might not know that the Wyatt verse exists. So I think that's another opportunity for Taylor to have, a reinvention, as it were, courtesy of course, the legacy and the creativity of his brother, who has afforded us, the opportunity to talk as we are doing here, afforded us the opportunity to start a show or a section of this podcast dedicated to Uncle Howdy, which is the plan, week on week, fingers crossed. So, but it'd be interesting, to see what happens, because now, there is no escape from the fact that Bo and Bray on television, behind the scenes, they were brothers, they are brothers, and their stories are interlinked. So yes, it's a good point you make, though. Yes, absolutely. Hi, Kawan. Thank you all for being with us, whether you are with us now or whether you are with us after the fact, or whether you join Sam for SmackDown later. We are very grateful for you being here. Hello. So there's a couple of things I want to address while we're here as well. Okay, so I've gone through most of the things I want to talk about today. There's one more thing that I really want to discuss with you, and that is the Dreadmare videos. Now, I don't have any video clips or any sort of screenshots in this one, because this one is, I feel like this needs discussing. Now, I have a great, I will direct you to the Dreadmare YouTube channel, because I think the content is great. Okay, and it is great content. I just said that, but it is very creative. Okay, and a very talented guy. But the use of AI and the lack of a disclaimer that it's a fan-made video, I think is, it's got some people confused. And I think there's me and Anthony have talked about this. Anthony, of course, in the comments, we've talked about this a lot. I think Bray's fan base and the creative, the creative people that invested in Bray and invest in Uncle Howdy, They're using it as an escape in the same way that I am, an escape from certain challenges, an escape from certain, things that are going on in their life, right? That's what wrestling is at the end of the day, but particularly the theatrical stuff. This is why all the CM Punk stuff this week has flown over my head, because I like all the spooky stuff. I'm in it for the theater, man. But I think, one of the things, if anybody comes back to this video, I would say, anybody's with us now, absolutely go and enjoy those videos by Dreadmare. Josh J, I think, is the creator behind the videos, but certainly, just don't take it too seriously. I've seen people talking about characters that people talk about characters that this guy's come up with. This is all fan-based stuff. Don't get yourself too invested in this stuff, because it is fan-made. There's a disclaimer now on that channel. Mark, you can put it on if you want. Again, he's getting enough views. His work it's good work, but I know he's come under fire recently, and some people look at it as him taking advantage of Taylor and of Bray's legacy. So I just want to be mindful of that. I want to pay respects. That's what we're here to do. Pay respects to Bray and respect the Taylor's gimmick as Uncle Howdy with what's on television and with what's with what's on the what's on TV and what's in the minds of Triple H, what's in the mind of Taylor, and of course, who's been inspired by his brother. Real emotional there. You see, you even see on the documentary, guys, at the very end, the funeral, Bo's giving his, his emotional speech, the real stuff, okay, real important stuff. And Bo's saying, hey, this guy's my hero. Okay, so if it comes from Bo, I'm believing it. If it's coming from Triple H, I'm believing it. But, wrestling fans are, easily swayed, easily taken advantage of, and easily manipulated. Okay. I feel like that might be a little bit of a stretch, but easily they can be easily led, okay, because we all like a good gimmick. Manipulated might not be a stretch, because we've all been manipulated by Paul Heyman, so at one point or another, or a Triple H, or those characters. So I mean it in that context. I think just be mindful that you are, don't get yourself too invested, and believe what's on TV. Believe what's in front of you on TV by the people in the know, the people that are really, central to this storyline, the family members. Bo, Rob Fee as well, of course, the guy who was brought in to handle Bray's character. I think he's still very much involved with Taylor, with Bo, also Jason Baker, and of course there's an interview with Jason right here on the Gimme A Hull Yeah podcast, and also on our various platforms, SoundSphere, WrestleSphere as well. I think the most recent one's on SoundSphere, and these guys are honest, real people, really involved in the gimmick. So just be careful, and just enjoy the ride. I think that's my final point for today: is enjoy this ride, guys, because it's going to be special. It's going to be really, really special. Let's go to some comments before we round up. Okay. What other Dreadmare Charles content you mentioned? So it's just fan fiction. For a long time, Anthony, he didn't have a disclaimer on his channel. So he was pretending to be Bo. Very much so. He was very much pretending to be Bo, and there was no disclaimer saying he wasn't. There was there was AI voices, so it could, if you didn't really, if you really think about it, you would be like, yeah, this is Bo. And a lot of people do think it is Bo, and that's where I have an issue with it, because it's very, very talented, very, very talented, and I'm really, I do want to say that. And I like I say, I've just seen in the chat. I'm going to get to the other chats as well, but I think it's important to mention this, because I think very talented guy. Ethically, is it taking advantage of the family? that's certainly up for debate. But he was absolutely pretending to be Bo for a time before WWE got to him and made him put a disclaimer on. So anyway, but creativity breeds creativity. I dig that. And but I'm here for the on TV and on social media WWE authorized Bo Dallas, Bray Wyatt verse story that we're going to get. Okay, so let's go back up to this chat from Jimmy, who has obviously been donating. Thank you so much, Jimmy, for this and your time and your energy here. Spending your time with me. It's lovely, honestly. It's been a long time since I've been back on this channel. This is just an idea. So if you want to see an episode 2, I will happily do it. And thank you for putting your money into us. We keeps us going. Okay, I would like a tweak on Howdy's character for sure, as long as it stays dark. I do not care too much for the original Howdy mask. Either way, I am 100% behind this, and I'm sure his peers are as well. I think that's a very interesting point. It brings me back to some of the previous, discussion points we were making. Trust in the process, trust in Triple H. He's been doing good business, good business for WWE recently. Okay, trust in Rob V, ex-Marvel guy who was instrumental in bringing Bray back. Trust in Jason Baker for that creativity, for those masks, for all of that stuff. Trust in these professionals that have commented, for example, on all that Dreadmare stuff, and said, believe us, believe in what we're doing on TV and stuff. So I think, it goes back to what you were saying, the quality of Jason's work is there. Okay, the quality of Bo as a wrestler and a performer is there. Alexa Bliss, Braun Strowman, all these people. And to circle back to your question, I have every faith that they will tweak the Howdy character, make it a little bit more relatable, perhaps. Again, they've got a lot of stock in Bo. He's got a lot of fans are going to be supporting Bo, man. They're going to be getting behind him. Once again, if you've not seen that documentary, absolutely go and see it, because it is fantastic. And Bo comes across so well in it, and I think he will. I think he's going to wow us. I think he's going to wow us all. I think it will be a case of, not to make a bit of an odd comparison, but a bit like, I believe personally, and this is just me on the 12th of April 2024 saying this, but similar to Drew McIntyre. I know Drew went to the UK Indies and went around the world and stuff. And Bo's, I think he's done some cooking, but he's certainly been very creative as well. He's been working with his brother. They were working on a pilot TV show while they were both out. So I know Bo's been very creative and doing plenty of stuff. But my point is that this is going to be good. This is going to be good. I have every faith in Bo to carry this off and do something that is, maybe reinvents himself. Maybe we see Bo Dallas in the main event. Maybe we see him get a WrestleMania moment, which is absolutely what he said in the documentary. He wanted with Bray originally was a WrestleMania moment together. So perhaps we'll see that, as a result of this, as a result of, a tweak to the Howdy character, as Jimmy said, but still paying that tribute to the dark creativity of Bray Wyatt. So let's go through a couple of other hang on a second. Never a huge fan of the design, Jimmy. I heard it was heavily based on the black foam, which Jason Baker also did. That was the Howdy mask. Yeah. If the cringe of Stardust can later become world champion, then goofy gimmick of Bo Leave can become a main event. Absolutely, Jimmy. Very good point you make. Very good point you make. That's a great point, Jimmy. Bo was one of the best talents when he was on NXT. Never really kicked off on main, though. It'd be great to see what they can do with him. Absolutely. I'm all for these comments, guys. Very much in agreement with you. David Bowie, I have been arguing with people to death over that. Both Cody's and Taylor's in ring was never in question. It was how Vince booked them like goofs. Yeah. Again, maybe Cody's the better comparison. I said Drew, but maybe Cody's the better comparison. If Cody can go away, reinvent himself, then we can say that Bo can do that. I absolutely believe that Bo can do that. Taylor will. I think he's going to surprise us, man, with the quality. Whether it's straightforward Uncle Howdy, I'm still willing to give it a shot. Whether it's Bo Dallas with a darker tweak on the character, I'm still willing to give it a shot. You know, there's some good stuff to this, and it's exciting to see that see those teases. John G is in. Hey John, how you doing? Nice to see you. It's good to be back right here on the Gimme A Hull Yeah podcast with all of you after a very, very long time for Howdy's Hull Yeah Hangout episode 1. Let's have a look. Jimmy with another. Dusty did not put the NXT title on Bo because he sucked, so he has it in him. Yeah, and that's one of the things that's talked about in the documentary as well. And I would really encourage again, Anthony, if you've not seen it, David Bowie riding a tiger on a unicorn, still my favorite YouTube name. If you haven't seen it, go and watch it, because actually there's some nice footage there of Dusty and Dusty's particular belief in, of course, Wyndham to go on to main events and do what he did. So if Dusty has the belief in Bo, or had the belief in Bo, then sky's the limit as far as I'm concerned if they get this right. Jimmy, I've never really understood the Wyatt mythology in the way that Dom loves it. However, you're exactly right. So many wrestlers have so much talent, but they are not booked as a main event. So absolutely. I'm not saying that's definitely going to happen. I'm not saying just because we're setting up this series that, I'm suddenly going to, ship or, fantasy book Bo Dallas as a main eventer. I'm not saying that's definitely going to happen. I'm just saying it's possible, right? It's possible, isn't it? That's the idea, the possibility. Springing back up. The possibility of Bo as a main eventer is there. The possibility of Uncle Howdy as a main eventer is there. The possibility of a dark mix of the two is absolutely possible. Hell, I've seen some fantasy booking that people want Bo to come back as the new Fiend. You know what I mean? And I think that's interesting too. I'm not saying that's necessarily what I want. I think that as Bray said in an interview that the Fiend died when that WrestleMania. So it's not necessarily something I want to see, because I think the Fiend as an idea was inherently a Bray Wyatt thing. But people are already on the bandwagon, man. People are fantasy booking Bo to return and have WrestleMania main events and everything. And you know what? I'm here for it. Who does it hurt? Who does it hurt? And that that goes back to the Dreadmare stuff. I think again, if you're not hurting anybody, or you're not misleading anybody, then as far as I'm concerned, you're good. You know what I mean? And I think that Bo's pedigree speaks for itself. Former NXT champion, former multiple-time tag team champion. You could see him having a shot at the main event at least, right? Good on. Nice to see you too, man. Welcome back. Yeah, I'm back for a bit. I might do one of these every week. Pop on, have a chat with you guys. The Hulkamaniacs. I love you all. It's been a long time. I've really missed it. I've really missed talking to you guys. As I've always said, a couple of people in, more than that. I love it. It's just nice to talk about something that I'm into, that I love, and I really missed that. I just did not want to watch wrestling anymore. I didn't, this podcast kind of took it out of me as well. The late nights, the streams. I respect Dan for Monday Night Raw. I respect Sam for SmackDown. He's going to be on SmackDown in an hour and a half right here. And of course Anthony doing AEW. I respect them all for doing it. Especially because they're all working as well. But man, I was so burnt out with it. And when Bray died, it just shot my, the light went off. And it's flickering back on. I'll play that intro I did at the end. It's flickering back on, so we'll see. This. If you guys want me to do more of these, analyzing the Howdy stuff, we might have some more stuff tomorrow after SmackDown. Who knows? I'll have to keep my eye on Twitter. You gotta love the wrestling fans, man. They're on everything. So I might be doing another one over the weekend or next week, with more Howdy stuff. So let's see. I'm super excited about it though. David said, Anthony saying, hey, I love this, man. The community. I miss this too. Miss the community, man. Everyone's talking, everyone's chatting. This is why I love wrestling. And you know what? It's been a good week. It's been a good week for wrestling fans, right? I really enjoyed WrestleMania. The AEW stuff midweek, I'm less, infatuated with. I know Anthony will have covered that on Dynamite. I watched the Dynamite stuff back, the CM Punk footage and all that. Like I say, I've kept it as simple as I can. I like all the spooky weird stuff. That's what we're here to talk about, is the spooky weird stuff. So yeah, but I love seeing all of you guys. I love seeing all of you guys interact. Let's do a couple more comments because there's a few more. Karrion Kross and Scarlett still need a little push. I did not like how they were booked to WrestleMania. They got clowned out with the Bubba Ray spot. Yeah, I think you're right, man. Bubba Ray is a legend, and Bubba Ray deserves a spot like that. It's great. It pops the ratings, pops the crowd. I understand why Bubba Ray Dudley was there. It was Philadelphia, ECW, Paul Heyman. Amazing speech, by the way, Paul. Not that he's going to be watching this, but Paul Heyman's Hall of Fame speech was top notch. Of course, it was Philadelphia. So yeah, put Bubba Ray in there. But yeah, Karrion Kross, man, looks like he's not been booked. My fantasy Wyatt 6 involved Karrion Kross and Scarlett. So if they did do a faction, I'd be up for that. I'd be up for that massively. Because Karrion Kross is awesome. His stuff in TNA and the Indies was great, and he deserves, he deserves all the all the success as far as I'm concerned. Certainly a championship belt, not necessarily a world title. US Intercontinental, I could see Karrion Kross getting, but maybe he teams with Bo. Maybe the Wyatt 6, maybe we're there, the Wyatt 6, and Karrion Kross is in that, and when we get a push for Karrion Kross, of course, the authors are paying in that. Maybe that's what rounds out. How many is that? Bo. This is where I'm terrible at maths. Bo, Braun, Eric, Rowan, Alexa. Oh yeah, that would work, right? So yeah, you're Karrion Kross, Scarlett. So that's 7. Then you've got Authors of Pain. All right, so we're more like a Wyatt 10. All right, so maybe drop the Authors of Pain, not because they're terrible, because they're good. They're a good tag team, but you have maybe Karrion Kross. We'll put him in there. We'll just have a Wyatt, a Wyatt verse faction. I love that. I want to see films in the Wyatt verse. I want to see mega factions in the Wyatt verse. Inspired all by Bray Wyatt's universe. Every week, that's great. It's going to be the same time each week. Great to give people a place to hang out. I hope so. We'll have to see. Friday night looks to be the best time right now if I was going to do it. So yeah, I think if WB keep dropping the teases, then I'll do it. I'll absolutely do it. And we'll be here every week, right here on the Gimme A Hull Yeah Wrestling Podcast. This will be my thing, the Uncle Howdy Hull Yeah Hangout, as it were. Excellent. Yeah, good. Don't keep doing this, especially on the specific subject matter. You will have a regular audience in me. Thank you, Jimmy. Yeah, thank you. Well, I actually took a lot of inspiration from the insiders, good friends of mine, Wrestling Wizard as well, who does the Bray Wyatt, mostly Bray Wyatt themed videos. I think if something else interests me, I might add that on. I'm a big fan of Joe Gacy. He's doing a similar-ish gimmick in NXT. If Joe ends up doing something that really interests me, I mean, this is an ideal world. Of course, full transparency. I work as a mental health professional. I also work as a journalist. I got 2 jobs and I got a bunch of different things to do. So, I'm busy. But I will always try and be here, and this is the kind of nice spark that I've needed to bring myself back to talking about wrestling in some form. So hopefully I'll be here regularly, and we'll do this regularly. I would love that. Watching Dom trying to count to 6. This is why I'm here each week. I love you too, man. I love you too. Kross and Scarlett would make a great fit with Bo. They can turn on AOP. That would good. Hey, Jimmy, man, the fantasy booking in you, mate. You're on it. What a genius. I love it. Thank you, mate, for all your comments. And again, your generous contributions. We don't need that from you. Please just keep coming up and showing up with your ideas. We're very grateful to have you. You are a Hulkamaniac through and through, as far as I'm concerned. And of course, I'm sure Sam, who's here for SmackDown in a little bit, and Anthony on AEW and Dan on Raw feel the same way I do. So absolutely, we love having you. I think that's it, right? I'm pretty sure that's everything. So let's just recap. Okay, so we've gone over the Dreadmare stuff. Okay, yeah, great creativity, fantastic. I'm all for it. Just don't mislead people, pretending to be someone you're not. The way it's 6, okay, so we know that this could be not just Bo. This could be Rowan. It could be Braun. Okay, again, paying tribute to the legendary Bray Wyatt. Okay, we could also have Alexa Bliss in. All right, so that's the other thing. This could be about more than just Bo, and I would be up for that. Like I said, I would be massively up for that. I think that would be a way to elevate Bo as a bona fide main eventer, or certainly upper in the card anyway. I'm not trying to rush ahead. Bo is a talent, but we've got to get him to the main event. But that is what Harper was for. That is what Rome was for. And I saw a couple of comments actually that I missed about Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy certainly served to elevate Bray when they were in a tag team. So I think there's also that. I think I'm just trying to go back into the comments. Matt Hardy could be another great addition to the Wyatt verse. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So yeah, is there a way to add Matt Hardy into it? Again, as a way to elevate Bo. Just going back here. Yeah, I think that would be really cool. Again, give Matt Hardy something to hell. Bring Jeff in. I'm not sure about the Will O' the Wisp character from TNA. I think that was maybe, I don't know, man. If Uncle Howdy can work, maybe Will O' the Wisp can work in WWE. But have Matt Hardy come back and Jeff Hardy come back and support Taylor. That's the stuff of dreams right there, isn't it? That's the stuff of dreams right there. I don't think I missed anything else. But yeah, so where were we? So it could be Alexa Bliss, it could be Braun, it could be everybody coming in to support Bo, to support Taylor in his reemergence. As kind of revamps his career, and I'm all for that. That's what I want to see. I want to see Taylor / Uncle Howdy, a little bit of a mix of both. A bit like the Firefly Funhouse, Bray and the Fiend. Sometimes we're going to see Taylor wrestle. Sometimes we're going to see Uncle Howdy wrestle. But I also want to see Alexa Bliss and Braun Strowman. If we can get Eric Rowan, then that's a bonus because I love Rowan and I think he deserves a job. Okay. Like I say, I just thought this was cool. I bought this on because even though I think the Fiend, like I said, I know some people are fantasy booking the Fiend's return with Bo wearing the mask. That's not something I want personally. I think that Bray, that died with Bray, and in his vision and his creativity. So, but I just thought this was really cool that they thought about that. That Jason Baker had thought about that. That they had a plan. And maybe we'll see some of that. Maybe we'll see some of that plan come to fruition because Taylor was right there, man. Bo was right there. He knew what was going on. So if there's anybody that's the perfect fit for the Wyatt verse, to carry this on, it is Bo, and supported by other people that knew Bray so well. Once again, you're Braun Strowman, you're Eric Rowan, and Alexa Bliss as well. There's so much potential here. But whatever we get, I'm going to be here to say hello to you as often as I possibly can, to talk about this stuff because it is fascinating to me. This is the stuff this stuff is why I like wrestling. It's the spooky stuff. I don't worry about all the CM Punk drama. Okay, I love the spooky stuff, but the wrestling has been better than in the last few months. I've been more interested in wrestling as a whole, across promotions than I have been for the last year, over the last few months. And I think that's down to Triple H. I know Paul Heyman gave him his flowers at WrestleMania, but he knows how to book stuff, and I love the Cody stuff. I love the Drew. You say what you want about CM Punk, but I love the Drew CM Punk stuff. But predominantly, I am here right here on the Gimme A Hull Yeah Wrestling podcast to talk to you about Uncle Howdy, about Bo Dallas, Taylor Rotunda, and the Wyatt verse, created, of course, by the legendary Bray Wyatt. So that I think will do us. Isla Dawn. There's an interview with Isla Dawn on this channel as well. Isla Dawn's great. I'd love to see Isla Dawn in the Wyatt 6. Isla Dawn's great. Fire and Desire, that's Isla Dawn and Alba Fire, right? Yeah. Absolutely. No offense, no thanks on Matt Hardy and his bad hips. The Hardys would weigh Bo down. Maybe you're right, Jimmy. Yeah, but I think they still have a run in them. I think they'll come back to WWE. Probably before they do anything else in AEW, although Anthony will keep you posted on that. I don't think it's been quite what they wanted. I think anything can happen in WWE. So I think Jeff Hardy can make the money, so they'll bring Jeff back. I know that there was obviously a lot of issues with Jeff when he ended his tenure there, but they can have him back. Yeah, Willow, go watch TNA. I'm a big fan of TNA. I'm a big advocate for TNA. Go watch TNA and the Willow stuff. Willow the Wisp. So Mark says Bo, Braun, Rowan, Lexa, and Alba Fire. Oh, and Isla Dawn. Yeah. Now I love it. Let's fantasy book it. Let's fantasy book it, man. Let's do it. Let's do all this. Didn't say he'd wrestle though. More like Matt would be a manager. You know what? Yeah, I could see that, and I feel like they would go into a producer role pretty well. The Hardys, a bit like Bobby Roode is now. And I mean, how many people do you think want to learn from the Hardys? A lot of people, and I can honestly, I can see them back in WWE sooner rather than later. When their contracts are up anyway with AEW, and they could have a similar role to hell. They could have a similar role if I was being over the top. They could have a similar role to what Michael Hayes had for the Hardys. Back in the day when the Hardys were the Brood, you could have Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy mentoring Bo or Uncle Howdy or something. I don't know. Hey, we can get nuts with this. We can get weird, right? That's what this is for. Joe is in. Hey, Joe, man, nice to see you, dude. Hopefully we can hang out soon. I'm looking forward to seeing you at some point. Thank you for being here, dude. We're going to have, that's an idea actually, since Joe is here. I want to have guests on this. I put it in the description. So the idea for this is just to chat and to chill and to monitor the howdy goings on each week. But we're going to have some guests, people that I love, people that I admire, the insiders who I've already mentioned, Wrestling Wizard, people that love Howdy, love the Wyatt verse law as much as I do. So that is the idea. Again, Danielle, good to see you as well. Fantastic. Oh, thank you so much. My return to the Gimme A Hull Yeah podcast has been lovely. It's been nice to see you all, to chat with you, to fantasy book stuff. Hell, man, keep them coming. As long as you guys have got them, I'll keep doing them. It's 11:52. We got an hour before SmackDown. I'm pretty tired, but I'll stay with you because my enthusiasm's back, man. I'm loving it. The light's back. This stuff's doing it for me again. John welcoming Joe, of course. Thank you all so much for welcoming Joe. Please go and subscribe and support Insiders Pro Wrestling on YouTube. They are the OGs, the original Bray Wyatt themed show. They had Abby's Window. I believe it is definitely now because I've been watching it. It's now called Abby's Abode. So please go and check them out because they were fantastic over the pandemic. Previous to that, they also do wrestling watch-alongs, particularly for TNA. Shout out to Jeff and Jody, of course. They are wonderful people. Everybody involved in that, of course, Joe as well. I look forward to catching up with you soon, mate. Can't wait for next week. Well, let's see what WWE have in store for us next week. More teases. Sam might have some teases for you tonight, maybe. Tonight. Sorry, I've been listening to the Smashing Pumpkins before this. We might have some teases tonight on SmackDown, in which case I'll be back next week and we'll be talking about it. Sam has already expressed an interest. Your SmackDown host has already expressed an interest in coming on to the Howdy's Hull Yeah Hangout. There you go. I've got the gist. And like I say, my intention is to invite some guests on every week if we can. But I'll be here absolutely to talk to you about Howdy stuff, Taylor Rotunda, Alexa Bliss, Braun Strowman, whoever comes and is a part of the Wyattverse and everything alongside that. So thank you all so much for being here. It is a joy. Fox 280 has joined us as well. Please go back and watch this. Like Daniel says, thank you so much. Yeah, if you want to like the video, please do. It helps us out. Obviously, we've got dedicated watch-alongs every week. Dan does your Raw. There you go. I've got it. Dan does your Raw. Anthony does your AEW Dynamite. Sam does your SmackDown. And I'm going to be doing Howdy's Hull Yeah Hangout as often as I can as well. Don't screech is one word and claims it's tonight by the Smashing Pumpkins. It is. In fact, tonight. It's the way I did it. It's the inflection. Hey Fox, nice to see you. What a great episode. Well, thank you guys. Thank you all so much. It has been a pleasure. I am going to go to bed. And I can't wait to see you soon. Oh, your pay-per-views as well. I've forgotten, when me and Anthony came up with this, we had all these ideas, and I've even forgotten what we had on our podcast. We do pay-per-views. We do premium live events. We just did WrestleMania. Dan just did WrestleMania 3 nights on the trot. We work hard. Well, they work hard. I just show up to talk about stuff that I like. They work hard to bring you cool wrestling content, but we couldn't do it without you guys. That's the key. Everybody here, again, we got a few people in right now. If you come back to this, I hope you enjoyed it. We could not do this without you. It is not worth doing unless you guys show up each week and chat and bring comments. And thank you so much to those people that have given us a super chat as well. It has been an absolute joy to it's just lovely. It's just really cool. I really miss this, guys. And I hope you've enjoyed the show. Like I said, we've gone back. We've gone over the stuff from WWE World, the Bray Wyatt becoming Immortal doc, the teases on Monday Night Raw. So I think we've covered everything. We've mentioned some other stuff as well, the Dreadmare stuff. So we'll go across the Wyatt verse and the people that are involved in it. We'll cover as much as we can each week. If you want to tweet me, I think that shows up here. Or it's supposed to. It's you find me on Twitter. Gimme A Hull Yeah. We're on Twitter. Gimme A Hull Yeah. But then I'm on Dom Smith D0M_SM1TH. Find me. Find me. Tell me some Wyatt stuff. Give me some theories. Let's talk about them. I'll screenshot your tweets and put them up here, and let's have a discussion. PLEs or whatever you call them now. Absolutely, guys. Thank you so much for being here for Howdy's Hull Yeah Hangout number 1. I hope you've enjoyed the show. It has been an absolute pleasure, and I'm super buzzed to be back doing this stuff right here on Gimme A Hull Yeah. And thank you for our friends old and new for popping in as well. Tune in for SmackDown in a little bit. Tune in to Monday Night Raw with Dan. Tune in to Wednesday Night Dynamite with Anthony. And I've been Dom for Gimme A Hull Yeah. And I should probably cue up my cool outro that I developed for this, that I totally professionally managed. There we go. Right, I'll see you guys soon. Oh yeah, I forgot how to do this. I do the jazz hands. Oh yeah, it's probably quite like upbeat for a spooky Wyatt verse themed podcast, isn't it? But I'm gonna do it anyway because I miss doing this. Oh yeah, bye guys. See you later. Oh yeah, bye.